The Secret of Fasting, A Journey to Taqwa. In Surah Al-Baqarah, verses 183 to 187, Allah calls out not to a group or a nation, but to the believers. O you who believe, fasting has been prescribed upon you, as it was prescribed upon those before you, so that you may attain taqwa. Surah Al-Baqarah 2:183. These words are not just a command, they are an invitation to rise above the body, to discipline the soul, and to reconnect with the purpose of our existence. 1. The call to the believers. When Allah begins with, O you who believe, He speaks to the hearts that already carry faith. He reminds us, fasting is not a new act. It was prescribed to the nations before, to Musa alayhi salam, to Isa alayhi salam, and to earlier communities. The message is timeless, because the goal is not deprivation but on transformation. Fasting trains the heart to say no to the self, so that it can say yes to Allah. When you refuse food and drink for His sake, you learn to refuse sin for His sake too. 2. The goal taqwa, God consciousness. Allah didn't say, so that you become hungry, or so that you lose weight. He said, so that you may attain taqwa. Taqwa means being conscious of Allah in every moment, when you speak, eat, work, or are alone. It is like walking through a field full of thorns, carefully protecting your clothes from being torn. Fasting refines this awareness. Each hunger pang whispers, I am doing this for Allah. The Prophet, peace be upon him, said, whoever does not give up false speech and acting upon it, Allah has no need of his giving up food and drink. Sahih al-Bukhari, 1903. This shows that fasting isn't just about the stomach, it's about the tongue, the heart, and the eyes. To fast truly is to fast with every part of the body. 3. The month of the Quran. Allah continues in verse 185. The month of Ramadan is that in which the Quran was revealed, a guidance for mankind, and clear proofs of guidance and criterion. Ramadan is not only about abstaining, it's about receiving. It is the month of revelation, the time when Jibreel, alayhi salam, brought the words of Allah to the heart of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. The Quran and fasting are deeply connected, both purify and guide. The Prophet, peace be upon him, said, fasting and the Quran will intercede for the servant on the day of resurrection. Musnad Ahmad, 6626. When you read the Quran in Ramadan, your fasting soul and reciting tongue both plead for your forgiveness. 4. Ease and mercy. Then comes one of the most comforting verses in the Quran. Allah intends for you ease, not hardship. Surah Al-Baqarah 2:185. Even while commanding fasting, Allah reminds us of His mercy. Those who are sick, traveling, or unable are excused and can make up the fasts later. This is not a punishment, it's a gift of purification. Islam never asks for more than you can handle. Allah knows your strength, your effort, your struggle, and He rewards every bit of it. 5. The nights of forgiveness. Allah then says, and when my servants ask you concerning me, indeed I am near. I respond to the call of the caller when he calls upon me. 2:186. What a verse, placed right in the middle of the verses of fasting. It's as if Allah is telling us, during Ramadan I am closest to you. Every suhoor you eat, every iftar you break, every tear you shed, He hears it all. In Ramadan, the gates of Jannah are opened, the gates of Jahannam are closed, and the devils are chained. This is your chance to call upon Allah, and He promises, I am near. 6. The spiritual lessons. Fasting teaches us self-control, empathy, and gratitude. When you feel hunger, you remember the poor. When you control anger, you protect your heart. When you break your fast, you realize that everything, even a sip of water, is a blessing from Allah. It's a physical worship that leads to spiritual awakening. The Prophet, peace be upon him, said, for the fasting person there are two joys, one when he breaks his fast, and another when he meets his Lord. Sahih al-Bukhari, 1904. 7. The end of Ramadan, a new beginning. Ramadan ends, but the lessons remain. Fasting teaches us to live with balance, to feed the soul, not just the body. When the month is over, the real test begins. Will we keep the taqwa we built? Surah Al-Baqarah ends its section on fasting with a beautiful reminder that you may complete the number and glorify Allah for having guided you, and that you may be grateful. 2.185. Gratitude. That is the fruit of fasting. Fasting is not just a ritual of hunger, it is the purification of the heart. It is Allah's way of polishing your soul so it can reflect His light again. So this Ramadan, don't just give up food. Give up ego, anger, gossip, and pride. Fast with your body, your tongue, and your heart, because true fasting isn't about what you leave, it is about what you become.